All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started this afternoon. Again, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on another Practice Advantage Lunch and Learn session. I'm Dr. Justin Manning, Executive Vice President of Professional Strategies at HEA, and I am joined today by our very own Solution Specialist for Southern California, Dave Halverson, and our very dear and close friend, President of Consulting at Williams Group, Robin Elliott. Before we dive into today's topic, I just want to make sure all of you are aware of what it means to be an HEA member when it comes to Practice Advantage. The Practice Advantage program, powered by our friends at Williams Group, is an exclusive monthly subscription-based consulting platform and team training and development. In that program, you have a Practice Advantage coach that you meet with, works with you on your practice strategy every single month. You have unlimited inbound consulting with your Practice Advantage coach Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central Time. So reach out with any questions that you have, any challenges you may be facing, or new opportunities that you're exploring in your practice. And the third component is access to an on-demand team and staff training platform for technicians, opticians, doctors, office managers, everybody in your practice, whether they're brand new to eye care and to independent eye care practice, or they've been in your office for decades. The amount of training that is available on demand is unmatched anywhere else. On top of that, there's a Practice Advantage podcast. So if you haven't already subscribed, open up your favorite podcast app, search Practice Advantage, and it's all one word, and hit subscribe. Every other Monday, our next episode is launching this coming Monday, focused on customer experience and innovating that customer experience in your practice. And then the third component are these lunch and learn sessions once a month, the last Wednesday of every single month. Today, we're talking about the Practice Advantage program. And next month, you definitely don't want to miss as we focus on creating a culture of accountability. So you're not here to listen to me yammer on, so I'm going to stop and turn things over to Dave and Robin. Take it away.
All right. Hey, thanks, Dr. Manning. Hi, Robin. It's good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you as well.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our little meeting we're having today. I hope you find it informative. The Practice Advantage program that we have offered, I really think it should be in every practice. I think that it will help you to accelerate your business. It will help you to grow your business. And I can't wait to hear more about it. And so let's get started. Let's not waste any more time and get right into this thing, okay? So Robin, I have $1 million question for you to right off the bat, just to jump right into this. Mm-hmm. Is Practice Advantage worth paying for?
Well, first, I want to say hello to everyone and thank you for joining us this afternoon. And I look forward to answering questions on how we can help you. And if you have additional questions after this lunch and learn, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer them because we are pretty excited about this program and it is dynamic. So is it worth paying for? Well, Dave, I would say that the reality is you don't know what you don't know. And our Practice Advantage coaches from Williams Group, they've worked with doctors and business owners going on 35 years. So there's a wealth of time and knowledge there. And, we've seen lots of changes during this time with, I would say, one of the biggest being an increased emphasis on staffing and hiring. Dave, we've always seen that. I mean, that's nothing new, but with COVID, the climate has changed as it relates to employee pay, hours, and just expectations in general. And now lifestyle, pay, and benefits really dictate. And doctors are just trying to figure out how will I keep a staff at $18 or higher, which is what they're demanding, train them, and still make a profit after paying all my expenses? Well, the answer is it is absolutely possible, and we can help you with that. So I get asked that quite a bit. Another component would be, Dave, the private equity train. Very frequent question of should I stay or should I go? So those are just a couple of piercing needs that are asked of us almost on a habitual basis, saying, how can you help us? And that's what pops up. So is it worth it? The question becomes, what type of impact can we have on your practice? And so I keep copious amounts of statistics in working with our clients. All of us here at Williams Group and HEA do. And, in reviewing our client averages, we found, and this is current, that after on average about 6 months of working with our Practice Advantage coach, about 95% of our clients are up 70% or higher. And their receipts per patient based on comprehensive exams, that's our bread and butter and what we utilize, they're 400 and above. Now, that's important because while the average, across the US, they'll say is, 308, anywhere between that 308, 315 amount. The reality is most of our doctors, when they come to us, I would say they are a lot of them are 300 and below. So moving that needle to the, 400 receipts per patient, income per patient, that's a nice swing for us. So yeah, so in, track record, ROI, most of our doctors, when they work with us and listen to what we have to say, they often see 3 times ROI. So, to me, that's a big thing. And, I would say with that, to give you a tip on being successful with the program, attitude is absolutely key. So that when I said working alongside us, we can absolutely help you both in the short term as well as the long term, but it's a collaborative effort. And we'll work with you as much as you need. We customize that for you. Bottom line is we can have $1 million practice with a final net profit of 35% or above profit to the business owner in the practice. And, you may be in a situation where you only have 4 staff. Now, we don't recommend only having 4 staff, but we're starting to see that happen. Staffing and hiring is very difficult right now. So the question becomes, how can we help you, which we can, be successful when you're limited with staff and still needing to hire staff and you're wanting to have a sustainable business. So our goal is to put you in a position to win. Now, Dave, is not the time to be turning patients away because you don't have enough staff or pushing them out. Your schedule's so full, out so many months that this is not the time. It's the time to focus on that and put yourself in a winning position. So whether it's working with your staff, whether you're looking at investing, do I stay, do I go? A lot of times we'd say, investing in your practice may be a better answer than selling, but maybe you come on with the HEA and our HPA Practice Advantage program, and we determine that maybe selling is the right move for you. So whatever it might be, we're here to guide you in the right direction. And bottom line is as long as you have patience to see, we can help put together a winning formula for your practice. And we're pretty darn passionate about it. So it's what we love doing. We love helping you. Thank you, Dave.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Sure. I was talking to a doctor the other day and had used your services and was actually just taking over a practice. And with your services involved, I said, so how did that go? And he says, I couldn't believe how intense their transaction was and how detailed it was to get it done. You guys made it effortless, made it as smooth as silk for him. He absolutely loved it. So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, for those that are moving out or changing things around, believe me, to have Practice Advantage there would really make everything goes much, much smoother, I'll tell you, for sure. So, and also too, I've noticed that a lot of doctors don't know their ROI. They may think they know it, but they really don't, or their profitability and that type of thing. They may have an idea, but like we talked about in the other video, a lot of businesses probably don't have that knowledge either. With you guys, I'm sure you can help them with eyes wide open.
Absolutely. We really focus on that. Knowledge is powerful. It's very, very important. And we've helped a lot of doctors learn to understand a profit and loss and their finances and their various matrix and how they can take that information and curtail it to, having, again, that winning formula. How many staff do I need? What's my workflow look like? So
Yeah, right.
numbers
And
don't lie.
it's the you don't know what you don't know statement
Mhm.
is really important, because you may not know to ask the right questions
Exactly.
to get you where you need to be. So it's just really important to have somebody in your corner, like the Practice Advantage group and the Williams group, for sure. Okay, so I have another question for you.
All righty.
Is what are some of the specific ways Practice Advantage can help me succeed?
There are a multitude, and again, we listen to you, but I would throw this out there first. Culture is king. We've all heard it and we know it. The question being, do you have it in your practice? So how can we help you succeed? Let me give you a little bit of background, Dave, and for our audience out there, so you can know how we got to where we are. In 2019, we did a doctor business owner survey that asked doctors, what do you need the most? And Dave, it was absolutely a resounding training. And as I mentioned, this is an even greater need with everything that's happened since 2020. So training without systems and processes developed and implemented via training, it is very, very difficult to have a positive culture within your practice. And we know this because of the thousands of employee assessments we have done over the years. And so thus, from that, we created our Optometric Success Center, Learning Center, we're the OSCL library. That is an online virtual training library that covers every aspect of running a successful optometry practice from A to Z. And we do this by using our business principles of EPIC, which stands for economics, people, information, and culture. So now that EPIC, it encompasses everything that our coaches, that personally assigned coach that you will receive, they'll use that to analyze your practice when we begin working with you. We look at everything from your schedule to staffing to financials to leadership and much, much more. We cover every single topic that's out there. And then we take that analysis and we develop a strategic training plan for you that covers predefined learning paths for the different areas within your practice. So whether you are training as a business owner, you're trying to learn the business side of it, or you have new associate ODs that you're trying to train, we've got a phenomenal practice administrator track. Our optical is amazing. Front desk, which we really get into schedule management and patient retention with that. That's the heart of your business, because without patients, nothing else matters. We do clinical. Yeah, it's huge. We do clinical billing. We teach your team how to build the VSP or the IMED or medical, et cetera. So we cover everything to do with managing your practice with the Practice Advantage program. So other ways, Dave, that we can help you succeed, and this kind of gets into your wheelhouse. When I was speaking of those client averages, on average, right now, to date, our Practice Advantage clients, their cost of goods are at 25% on lenses, frames, and contacts. Many of them are even lower than that. And that's significant or let me give you a little bit of a perspective here. Usually when someone comes on board with us, their cost of goods are 30% or higher, which is too high. We can help manage that and put you in a winning position with HEA and then all of our lens pricing and everything that we do to help you structure that and train your team to be able to provide for your patients. And then that staff expense, again, this is a real-time average. Right now, we're averaging 24% on staff. Many practices we see that we work with, they're well over 30% on their staff expenses. And so it's finding that balance. We need to be able to get our staff paid. And if you'll listen and work with us, you can still be $1 million practice and realize at least a 35% final net profit. And many of our doctors, Dave, are only working 4 days a week. So
wow. And some of that is probably just taking a little bit of a tweak to what they're doing already. It's just
Exactly.
identifying what they need and moving forward with that.
Yeah.
I can't see how this is a huge benefit for the office. It should be a part of their everyday. Really
Yeah,
should.
we do a full business analysis on the practice. So we want to make sure we lift up that rug and we look for the low hanging fruit, and then we make a plan and we tackle those bigger projects together. And so it's quite exciting. Like I said, we get really passionate about what we do.
Yeah, sounds
We
like
love
it.
seeing
Sounds
the
like it.
win.
Yeah, for sure. We had an office recently that went through a lot of staff changes, and some of this energy was gone. Sadly, they didn't have that same kind of energy that they did before. So they're hoping to bring it back, and they're begging for training and things like that. And this is just the perfect suit for them, I think, in their world, to help them kind of jumpstart them back to where they used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all on demand, Dave. So you can utilize the virtual learning library with an iPad, your laptop, computer, iPhone, whatever. We've done everything we can to make it user-friendly, efficient, and accessible.
Right. Wow, very nice. Very nice. Okay, well, I have another question for you.
Go for it.
This is an interesting one. Oops, wrong page here. How about that?
That's all right. I'm
There we
ready
go.
for you.
So how is it different from what I get from another membership group? How is the practice
Advantage different? That's a good question. And again, we get asked that quite frequently. And I first have to say, Dave, there really are quite a few good groups out there. And just as with those groups, you are going to be assigned a personal consultant, or in our case, a coach. What I can tell you about the Practice Advantage program is that our coaches are dedicated to getting to know you, your team, your practice, and to provide in-depth one-on-one coaching. We'll do that analysis and create that roadmap for you that I mentioned, as well as we'll provide that on-demand training. We'll provide accountable training that when they go through our courses and programs, many of them include little checkpoints along the way, so that we're actually, basically testing your knowledge to ensure that the doctor and your team are actually embracing the skills and the knowledge that we've provided. And then this is one of my favorite parts. Coupled with that on-demand live training, we do provide live group training sessions through our OSCL Learning Library, where your team, we keep them limited to approximately 25 people, and your team can join live virtually, just like you and I are talking right now, with their peers from across the US and Canada, and ask questions of the trainers that actually did the virtual training for them. Plus, all of the tools are available for the practice to download. Again, we've done everything we can, whether it's customizable branding for you. We want to put you in a winning position. So,
Nice.
yeah, definitely. And I can't stress enough, Dave, we are committed to knowing you and helping you. And our HEA Practice Advantage team, it's made up a group of talented individuals from Williams Group who've invested in themselves in continually learn, so that they can come in, work with you, and understand your needs, learn more about you, all of that. Our goal in Practice Advantage is to help you design that life that you want and customize your coaching based on this. I know Justin already mentioned this, but I'm just going to put it out there one more time. So with the Practice Advantage program, we are available. You'll get assigned your Practice Advantage coach. We are available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central, and we always commit to one scheduled call per month. But then we're accessible inbound, via email or phone or virtual call that Monday through Friday as much as you need. And then I've talked about the on-demand training, and this was to date, Dave, we have 171 courses and have almost 21,000 in
Wow.
total enrollments, and 75% of those are complete. And that is just absolutely phenomenal and amazing to me, considering that we launched this just a little over a year ago. So I think that's pretty amazing. So, and then, yeah, and
Numbers
Justin,
speak for themselves.
oh, I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, I said the numbers speak for themselves for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's been long needed, and we take a different perspective on our videos. It's not just us standing there with PowerPoints. You know, even when you get into our optical, it's all very first person. So you're not looking at me holding the frame in front of you on how to do an adjustment or utilizing the bionic thumb. You're actually seeing it from a first person view, so you can actually see the hands work. And I mean, it's just, we include the text, the tools. It's a very different form of training. And again, we hired an expert from Notre Dame, and he worked with us in the beginning when we were establishing our platform and you know, how do people learn? And so we tried to take all of that, we did take all of that into consideration. So yeah.
Nice.
So, and then Justin mentioned it, you can talk about this probably even more than I can, but you get access to your smart data solutions, right? For the practice
Yeah.
analytics.
Oh yeah, the smart data. Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So there's that. Yeah. And the practice booster.
Practice booster.
Yeah, the practice booster. And then
Yes.
that's phenomenal. And then one of my favorite is the coding coach, billing and coding. That's just amazing. So
Well, all of these tools are here to help the office grow, to help them to accelerate business and elevate their business. You know, the coding coach has been very, very popular with the group. The one at Pay or Denial, and people learned about how to handle that as well. So there's a lot of useful things. People don't really realize Healthy Eyes Advantage and what we do. We're just not just this discount group. I mean, we have the Practice Advantage with you guys, which is a huge thing. We have, you know, the coding coach, the power boosters and all that good stuff too. So it's all here to make it go.
There's a lot of great things there, you know, and our goal is to create a win-win situation and help you with what you don't know. And, you know, the reality is if you don't succeed, we don't succeed.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. It's all on the table there for sure. So
absolutely.
Very good. Well, awesome.
All right. Well, Justin, did we have any questions come in by chance? Or Dave, do you have any other questions? We do. All right.
We do. Yes. Fantastic question. Actually, really getting back to the questions of, you know, what are the areas in which Practice Advantage can help my practice? This particular question asks, can Practice Advantage and what I work with my Practice Advantage coach and the education that's built into the staff in the on-demand training platform, does include HR and any aid in employee recruitment? Fantastic question.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, so first of all, when I hear HR, I immediately think of onboarding because I have worked in practice as well. All of your HIPAA compliance is on there. So when you're onboarding, and then we have a wonderful training program on recruitment, hiring and recruitment, and onboarding a new employee, because our goal is to get them up and running within the first couple of weeks, you know, efficiently and successfully. Granted, it takes about 90 days to get them fully going, but we want them working. But there's over 60 documents just in that program alone. So absolutely. We have DISC assessments. We go into all the different aspects of HR and just, like I said, hiring and onboarding. So, yep, we've got it covered.
Wonderful.
I think that is as accurate of a statement as can be. With all of that's in there, you have HR, employee recruitment, culture, retainment, all of that. It's covered. I love it.
It's all in the hip pocket.
Right. It is. Exactly. It is. And we're still adding, we're still developing and adding courses. All of our courses, this is another nice factor, I think, that's to put out there. All of our courses and programs are on a 6-month cycle. So every 6 months, the trainer is going back and reviewing, researching, making sure that nothing has changed or if there's new knowledge. And we update those every 6 months. So you're not going to see a video that's stagnant that's been on there for 2 years. We're constantly making sure that we have the most current relevant information available. So
that's important. That's really important.
If there are any other questions, please use the Q&A feature. It's down at the very bottom of your screen. At this point, that was the one question that we had come in.
All right, fantastic.
I do have a question
Oh, go ahead.
really quick, and maybe this can help with some of those that are waffling on the idea is, we have, let's say you have an employee who's a manager who's been around forever, 30 years or more,
Mhm.
and introduce the Practice Advantage program to them. No doubt you're going to get some pushback because they've been doing this for so long and it's been their wheel, what they've known. So how do you guys address that? How do you get them on board, make them feel comfortable with the change up and that type of thing?
Well, I think, we were talking about this earlier today, Dave, and, it is easy. Let's just accept the reality. You've been doing this, what did you say, 19?
Since 1983, yeah.
1983. So you've been doing what you do for a number of years, right? And so,
Yes.
yeah, so it's really easy. I think we can all can, even myself, I have to remind myself, we can get within those four walls, that box that we're in on a daily basis. That's why I love those live group training sessions, because it gets you outside of your box, but
Yes.
it's easy to fall into that. And so one of the things that I mentioned earlier that's very important is that we get to know you. We're not going to just say, because we do have people who've been in practice, administrators or team members who've been there, 20 years, and they feel like they know it all. But the reality is we never want to stop learning. That may sound cliche, but it's a reality, especially with this dynamic landscape that is changing continually for us in the optometric industry. And so we're going to get in there and we're going to get to know you, and we're going to listen to you, what your ideas are. And you might come back and say, that's not going to work in our practice, which actually happened about 2 weeks ago. And they were pretty adamant. And it wasn't, okay, well, we won't do that. Well, let's talk about it. Where do you feel is the barrier that's keeping us from moving forward? Let's talk about that and explore that together. And then let's meet in the middle and find something so that we can continue to evolve and grow. So, everybody has their own pace, but we truly encourage, come to this with an open mind and know that we are continually investing in what we do for you. So
Nice.
Perfect.
You bet.
Well, that takes us
Awesome.
right up to the half an hour. Robin, Dave, thanks so much for being with us today. To all of our attendees, thank you so much for joining. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, these lunch and learn sessions are for you. We care at HEA with Practice Advantage, with our partners at Williams Group. More than anything in the world, we care about your success and your ability to accomplish the dreams and goals that you have for the sake of your patients, for the sake of your community, for the sake of your families, and ultimately for the sake of your bottom line. So we look forward to having you join us again next month. It's the last Wednesday. The lunch and learn sessions are the last Wednesday of every single month, but be on the lookout for that one. Our topic next month is creating a culture of accountability. So we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.